The game today comes to you from the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington. Thanks for joining us. Tonight's game is a pivotal matchup between two teams with very high aspirations coming into the season as the Minnesota Vikings come into town to face the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Al Michaels with my partner John Madden here to bring you today's game.
Then let me tell you, we might see these guys try to play ball control and keep time of possession in their favor. To do that, we should see this guy get the ball a lot, because as the game goes on, that's when he's at his best. It won't be easy for that defense to stop him.
The Seahawks' defensive line will have to be at its best today due to the great running attack they'll be facing. So it'll be up to them to tie up the linemen up front so that the linebackers will be free to make most of the stops.
You have called heads. Is that correct? The Vikings call heads and have won the toss. They choose to receive.
Casey looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off. He sends this one toward the end zone. Ward returns this kick. The Vikings take over on offense at the 28-yard line. Melissa, is there an update?
I caught up with Coach Holmgren to get his pregame thoughts. He's looking to be more aggressive with the play call. They want to stretch the field vertically a bit more on offense. And defensively, we could see a few more blitz packages from the man.
Thank you. That was Melissa Stark with the update from the sideline. Second and short. Four-man front this time. On the carry. And he stopped at the 46-yard line. Tomlinson blows right through that defense.
He blasts through the line and picks up a good chunk of yardage.
He tucks it away. On the run. Porter takes him down at the 42. And he picks up about 4. Melissa, what have you heard on the sidelines about that injury?
Well, Al, it doesn't look good. I spoke to the team doctor, and he indicated that it's the type of injury that will take some time to heal. They're hopeful that he won't be out long, but his return is doubtful.
Melissa, thanks for the update. And obviously, we're very happy that it's not that serious. Gets rid of it. Shockey just couldn't find a way to come up with that one. McNair couldn't get it to his man.
It almost looked like he might have been trying to throw it to someone else.
Tomlinson looking for an opening, looking for room. He can't wrap him up. And he's forced out of bounds at the 29. First and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line. Fifth play of this drive. Looking for an opening. And he's stopped at the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 5. 5 yards to go. And it looks like this one will be spotted at the 19. They're threatening inside the 20. Four-man front this time. Looking to run it here. Moving right. Missed tackle. Porter stops him at the 11-yard line. 2 yards to go. Four-man front this time. And he stopped at the 3. Beautifully designed play there, John.
Anytime you can get a run like that for a first, it does a lot for your whole offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of play pass to build off that big game.
Dropping back. McNair with the pass. Shockey couldn't make the catch. He didn't appear to see the defenders on that play.
Yeah, he's lucky the defender didn't come away with that pass.
Second down, goal to go. Drops back, looking for a receiver. McNair rolls out to his right. Gets the pass off, and it's complete. And a great throw for the touchdown.
Yeah, he threw that where only the receiver could get it.
Looking for blockers. And they get the deuce. Elam is just about ready to kick this one away. He gets the kick away. The returner takes the ball and heads upfield.
This is where you want to be able to respond. But you also don't want to panic because it's only the first quarter.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 23. Lining up with their big set this time. And he stopped at the 26-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on their own 26. 3-man front this time. Pennington sends a man in motion. Back to pass. Passes it. Number 32 makes the tackle at the 44. So they have 1st and 10 here. Green receives the handoff. Lynch with the tackle at the 48-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 6 to go. Back to pass. Passes it. Broken up. Now it's 3rd and 6 coming up. Dimebacks in for this play. He gets the toss. Looking to turn it upfield. Jackson makes the tackle at the 48. 4-yard gain on the play. Landetta is back to punt. Penalty marker down on the field.
Holding number 76. Kicking team. Loss of 10 yards.
Hakeem lines up deep for the punt return. The offense is back on the field after that last touchdown drive. Let's see if they try to move the ball on the ground again. 1st and 10. McNabb gets set. Tomlinson tucks it away. And he's tackled at the 34. He got the ball, gains a couple.
I know they didn't get much, but it's all about making the defense respect the fact that you're willing to run.
Calling an audible. They'll go with a pass. Surveying the field. Tosses it right. And he finds the open man. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 39. Good moves by the receiver, picking up additional yardage after the catch.
That guy has moves on moves. The defense zeroes in on him, and just when they think they have him where they want him, he's not there anymore.
McNabb hands it off. Johnson breaks the play up in the backfield. He wasn't able to do anything with it there.
He was looking for a place to run, but all those places were filled up with guys waiting to tackle him.
And we're ready to start the 2nd quarter. So they're almost within their kicker's range. McNabb gets set. Looking downfield. Looking for a receiver. Tosses it right. Hits the target with the pass. He threw a great pass, and they get into the end zone.
The quarterback knew that he had to make that pass perfect, and he got the job done on that one.
And so once again, a touchdown pass. The 2-point attempt is good. Elam in to kick this one off. He sends it off. And they're about ready to get this drive started after the last series ended with a punt. It's 1st and 10. Lewis comes in motion. Dropping back. Pennington lets it fly. Lewis, the intended receiver. Heads up play there to knock it down.
Obviously, this guy thinks he can complete passes that he can't.
So it's 2nd and 10. Green, the lone setback. Tosses it right. Hits his man with the pass. Lynch makes the play at the 38. So they have 1st and 10 here. Pennington sets up, looking downfield. Sets up into the pocket. Throws it out over to the left. He really zipped that pass in there.
Hey, I think we need to get this guy's plays on the radar gun. That thing had a vapor trail.
And they go with the delay. Green takes it to the outside. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 36-yard line. Grabbed his face mask to bring him down.
The defender almost pulled his helmet right off.
2nd and 4. Dropping back. Pennington passes left to the 20, the 10, 5. And he's in for the score. He threw it right in there for the score.
The receiver ran a perfect route, and he turned around just in time to see the ball and make the catch.
And it's on its way, and the extra point is good. And the coaching staff is happy after that drive. Touchdowns against this defense aren't easy to come by.
Hey, these guys deserve to feel good about it. Now it's the defense's turn to come out and do its job.
He kicks it off. Hakeem will return this one. The offense with a lot of success through the air on the last drive as they move downfield for the touchdown. It's 1st and 10. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. On the run. He can't wrap him up. Griffith makes the tackle at the 43-yard line. He's starting to make his presence felt out there. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 43. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Looking to run it here. The 40. And he ducks out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Looking for blockers. Breaks free of the defender. And he's stopped at the 32-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 32-yard line. 4 linemen and 3 linebackers lined up defensively. Looking for an option. And he goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's 3rd down and a yard. Ball on the 26-yard line. McNair gives the ball off. Just won't go down. He's inside the 10. And the defender brings him down at the 7-yard line. Quick drop. Gets rid of it. And he finds the open man. He flings it into the end zone for the touchdown.
The receiver had to make that catch. Heck, it hit him right between the numbers.
He's going to throw. Passing to his left. The 2-point conversion is good. Elam is back and ready to put this one in the air. He sends this one toward the end zone. He lost it. The Seahawks are there to pick up the ball. Penalty marker down.
Face mask on the defense. Number 57.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 27. 4 linebackers this time. Back to pass. Pump fakes. Looking for something long. He couldn't control it, so he can't bring it in.
There's just no excuse for that. He's getting paid a lot of money to make those catches.
Second down and 10 to go. Two-minute warning coming up. Throws it. And he finds the open man. Pennington, over 100 yards passing on that play. Ball at about midfield. Only one man in the backfield. He's going to throw. Passing to his left. And they're able to connect on that one. And we've reached the 2-minute mark here in the first half. And so he was able to fire that one to his receiver, converting for a first down.
That guy's always had a great arm. And that's something you can't teach.
Robinson, the man in motion. There's a flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense.
Holden moved a little early there.
The offense needs to do a better job focusing.
It's first down and 15 to go. Ball on the 23-yard line. Back to pass. Pennington passing to the right. Lewis was the intended target. Number 53 got his hand in there to knock it down.
An interception would have been nice, but a great play either way.
And so on second down, they'll try to move closer. Pennington hands it off with the carry. And he's brought down at the 21.
You don't need a flashy running game to win games. Sometimes all you need to do is control the clock and wear down that defense.
Looking downfield. Looking downfield. Tosses it right. And he can't hang on. He couldn't hang on.
With some players, they say the worst place to hit them is right in the hand. Looks like this may be one of those guys.
Casey and the kicking team come on for this field goal attempt. Oh, it's a fake. Just won't go down. He delivered that pass right on time, perfectly for the touchdown.
The quarterback went through his progression and found the receiver that he thought had the best chance to haul it in for the score.
And it's up. The point after is good. He gets the kick away. He fields the kickoff cleanly. That last drive resulting in a touchdown, mainly because of their running game. Let's see if that's their focal point once again here. First and 10. Ball on their own 26. McNair gets set. They'll go with a pass. The 40.
One thing they want to avoid is turning it over and setting up the other guys with a chance to get some points.
Looking to pass. He surveys the field. Rolling out to his left. And this pass is completed. And it looks like there's a penalty on the play.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
The Vikings make a mistake on offense.
Gotta wonder what the offense is thinking when something like that happens. There's no better way to short-circuit a drive.
So it's now first and a mile. Ball on their own 26. Directing traffic. Dropping back. Looking for an option. Rolling out to his right. The defender broke that play up. He somehow got that pass off.
And that's a right decision in that case. Get rid of the ball and take the incomplete.
Melissa, what can you tell us about his injury?
Good news, Al. The trainer said he did sustain an injury, but it doesn't appear to be anything serious. His return is probable.
Melissa, thanks for the update. Sounds like he'll be back very soon. Passes it, and he lets it slip out of his grasp. Ward just dropped that pass.
It's frustrating as a coach when you see a guy make a great one-handed catch and then drop the easy one.
It'll be interesting to see if they try to throw on this third and long or keep it on the ground.
Well, if they throw an incomplete pass, they really set up the other team with a great chance at having a late drive of their own. That's why a run makes more sense.
Number 3 is looking for a good punt here. Peterson will be looking for some good blocking on the run back. Great blocking and good vision allowed him to return it for 6.
One guy can't do it all. While the whole return guy should get the credit. It's a good block, and he just did the rest.
The kick is up, and the extra point is good. And with that score, the momentum has shifted. Casey will be kicking off. He sends it off. Ward will try to bring this one back. He shakes a defender. So the offense takes over, still trying to figure out this defense. They're trying to move the ball downfield and increase their lead before halftime. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 23. The Vikings line up with 4 wide receivers. McNair throws left. Number 42 with the stop at the 44. He found the ball carrier to make his 4th stop of the game. 1st and 10. McNair sets up, dropping back. Passing to his right. And he finds the open man. Zips that one in there, putting him just over the century mark. They have a great opportunity with a 1st down here to try to add to their lead before halftime. Drops back, looking downfield. And he steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
The defense has to come up big, or they'll find themselves in a big hole for the second half. They have to focus on not allowing a touchdown and forcing them to settle for a field goal.
Dropping back, rolls out to his left, surveying the field. They were able to get to the quarterback.
Timeout called by Minnesota. That's their final timeout.
They'll try to add 3 with a field goal before halftime. Inside enemy territory. Dropping back. And he steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line. And so the kicker ready to come out onto the field and try to put one through the uprights before halftime. It's 3rd down, and they have a long way to go. They'll go with a pass. Looking for a receiver. Throws it out over to the left.
If they can get a field goal here, it'll be a big boost for them when they get into the locker room at halftime.
Elam is looking to add to their total with this attempt. And it's on its way. No good. It hit the crossbar. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 29. The Vikings line up with 4 wide receivers. Looking to pass. Surveying the field. He reaches the quarterback. So at halftime, it's anyone's game with the score. Minnesota 24. Seattle 21. Let's get back to the action on the field. Let's take a look at our halftime stats. He kicks it off. Peterson fields it cleanly. These teams are very evenly matched today.
What a great game so far. Only one score separates them, and there's still plenty of time left.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 23. Green looking for room. Lynch makes the stop at the 24. He was there again for the 5th time. 2nd and 9 coming up here. 4 linebackers this time. Pennington sends a man in motion. Looking to throw. Throws it. And he can't hang on. He just dropped that close.
I think he just took his eyes off that one.
So they dug themselves into a hole here, a long 3rd down situation. Ball on their own 24. Man in motion. Dropping back. Gets the pass off. Great catch. Lynch makes the tackle, and so that's number 6. Picks up a few more yards there to put him over the 150 mark. So we have 1st and 10 here. Looking for blockers. Still running. Can't bring him down. Wilson is starting to make his presence felt out there. They went back to the run on that play.
That just goes to show you that the coach trusts the guy to hang on to the ball.
Pennington with 3 wide receivers. He hands it off. Spins around. Slips the tackle. And it looks like this one will be spotted at the 50-yard line. He really covered some good ground there.
And here's a guy with great speed who could pick up the first and keep the ball moving downfield.
So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on the 50-yard line. Man in motion.
Make it happen, D. Make it happen.
He hands it off. And he's tackled at the 48. Couldn't find much of a hole, and he's brought down after a gain of what looks like a couple.
Yeah, you talk about push. This line got no push at all, and there was nowhere to go.
Looking to throw. Passing to his right. Green just couldn't find a way to come up with that one. Pennington looked a little uncomfortable in the pocket there.
It was an easy pass. How in the heck did he miss it?
Ball right around midfield. The Seahawks using motion.
Get into it. Get into it.
Looking to pass. Looking for a receiver. Looking for the long completion. Hits his man with the pass. 5. Just an incredible pass by the quarterback.
You almost put that ball right through his receiver.
And it's up. The extra point attempt is good. And so they're able to move the ball the distance and punch it into the end zone.
Big players make big plays, and that scores touchdowns. Give some credit to the linemen out there. They're the biggest guys in the field, and without them, no one gets into the end zone.
Ward is on his way upfield.
You need a field goal or a touchdown right here to respond to that score.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 20. McNair under center. Quick drop. Passes it. Ward was the intended target. McNair overthrows the pass.
And you want to lead the receiver so that he can catch and run, but you don't want to lead him that much.
They'll go with the run. Tomlinson cuts it out to the corner. And that tackle gives him 3 in the game. That time the offense ranked.
This is a spot where you want to show the defense that they have to respect the running game.
3rd and 6. Ball on their own 24. He's looking to pass. Looking for an option. McNair throws. Intercepted. He's inside the 10. First down and goal to go. 2 yards to the goal line. Using motion. He's looking to pass. Surveying the field. Pennington throws. The defender was caught out of position on the score.
Yeah, the defenders were looking one way while the play was going the other.
The kick is up. The point after is good. They were set up with good field position and were able to make the most of it by getting the touchdown.
Let me tell you, when the offense hits the field and sees the end zone that close, their eyes all get big. And they're only thinking one thing, touchdown. So when they meet their goals, it's really a great feeling. And it shows how determined they were to get it.
Ward will bring this one upfield. The Vikings take over on offense at the 33. It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 33. Looks like he's calling an audible. McNair back in the shotgun. Rolling out to his left. Second and maybe 3. Looks like he's changing the play. The Vikings line up in the shotgun. Quick drop. Looking for something long. Number 83, the intended receiver. He fires the pass, but it's overthrown.
He just threw that pass too hard. The receiver might have caught up with the ball if he used a little more touch.
Calling an audible now. Quick drop. Gets the pass off. Ward couldn't get both feet down in time. Incomplete.
Still, that was a good effort to get there. The quarterback just threw it to the wrong spot.
4th and 3. Ball on their own 41. Drops back, steps up. Porter with the tackle at the 45-yard line. And that tackle gives him 3 in the game. So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on their own 45. McNair directing traffic, dropping back. And it looks like this one will be spotted at the 45. He did a great job of making something out of nothing on that play.
The coach will tell his quarterback that if nothing's open and you see some room, take off and get some yards.
Steps up into the pocket. Randall reached the quarterback and brought him down. Ball right around midfield. McNair sees something in the defense. He's looking to pass. Rolls left. Passing to his right. Hill was the intended target. Burris broke that pass up.
You know, the quarterback needs to put that ball in a position where the defender can't get to it. That didn't happen there.
He sees something in the defense. Quick drop. And he stopped at the 33. McNair never seems to go down on the first hit as we take a look at his rushing total and yards after contact. Calling an audible now. They'll go with a pass. Passing to his right. The catcher's made out of bounds.
Yeah, that play might have had a shot if the quarterback would have kept the pass in bounds.
So it's 2nd and 10. Changing the play now. Calling an audible now. He's going to throw. Rolling out to his right. Passes it. Nice reception. And the defender brings him down at the 16. He never hesitated on that pass.
That was quite a throw. This guy's been blessed with a golden arm.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Back to pass. Steps up into the pocket. And he's brought down at the 11. They keep it on the ground.
Yeah, he didn't break that one for a big game, but he's doing what he can to help his team move the ball downfield.
So we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter with the Seattle Seahawks ahead of the Minnesota Vikings. 35-24. Directing traffic. Drops back. Tosses it right. Nice reception. He didn't let up on that throw.
I'll tell you, I bet that touchdown pass knocked the air right out of him.
Their defense having a rough day.
Oh, yeah. Games like this give defensive coordinators gray hair.
Dropping back. They get it in there for 2. Elam looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off. He sends this one toward the end zone. He takes a knee. They did a great job on their last drive moving the ball down the field for a touchdown. Let's see if they can duplicate it on this drive. It's 1st and 10. Pennington gets set. Searching for a seam. Duncan makes the play at the 21-yard line. He might have gotten a yard or two.
That guy got knocked around by that defense. He needs a little protection from his linemen.
4 linebackers this time. Green gets the call. Looks for a seam in the middle, but there's nothing there.
The defense had great penetration, and they were right there to cover their gap assignments.
And they need about 9. Number 35 gets the call. He went nowhere, John.
Went nowhere fast.
Landetta is looking for a good punt here. The offense is back on the field after that last touchdown drive. Let's see if they try to move the ball on the ground again. So they have 1st and 10 here. Ball on the 49-yard line. 4-man front this time with the carry. Breaks the tackle. And it looks like they'll mark it at the 45-yard line. Porter pulled on the face mask as he went in for the tackle.
You know, there's so many limbs flying and body parts moving around that you just tackle whatever you can and you grab everything that's moving. Sometimes you get a handful of mass.
Tomlinson gets the call. Can't bring him down. And the defender brings him down at the 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. And it looks like an offset on. He gets the carry. Nice spin move there. McLean brought him down for his 3rd tackle. It's 2nd down and 5 to go. Directing traffic. Looks like he's changing the play. McNabb directing traffic. Calling an audible. Looks like he's changing the play. Directing traffic. Calling an audible now. He sees something in the defense. Flag down. The defense is caught out of position.
I bet the defense will be doing some extra work this week.
1st and 10. And he's brought down at the 16.
The offensive line is totally dominating, and the back has great vision today.
They're inside the 15. 2-minute warning coming up. He sees something in the defense. Directing traffic. Looks like he's calling an audible. Calling an audible. He sees something in the defense. Looks like he's calling an audible. Changing the play now. Porter stops him at the 15. He put the hit on him, and he now has 7 tackles. It's 3rd down and a yard. 5th play of this drive. He lost it. The Vikings grab the live ball. And you know the defense is very angry at that missed opportunity.
You love an offense that is always aware of what's happening on the field.
Tomlinson in the backfield. McNabb gives the ball off. Tomlinson gets what he needed for the 1st.
Yeah, this is one of those north-south type of deals. He runs straight ahead, and he gets a 1st down.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Directing traffic. Changing the play now. McNabb sees something in the defense. Calling an audible. Directing traffic. He sees something in the defense. Looking for room. Tomlinson uses the stiff arm.
When you have a guy who can carry the ball for over 100 yards a game, you have half of what you need on offense to get to the Super Bowl.
Second and about 1. McNabb gets set. Looks like he's calling an audible. Calling an audible. Changing the play now. On the run. And he's brought down at the 4. The offensive line looked like they just collapsed on that play.
The offensive line has to get good movement on the snap of the ball for the inside run to work, and it didn't happen on that play.
Tosses it right. It was tipped. He waited just a little too long to get rid of that pass.
Yeah, he had to get rid of the ball in a hurry.
They need about 3. Looks like he's changing the play. He sees something in the defense. Looking to throw. He just got it across the goal line.
Guy showed a lot of guts on that play. Just got to make sure you don't take a big hit, especially on your right shoulder, that puts you out of the game.
Their defense having a tough time keeping them out of the end zone.
On both sides.
And it's on its way. The extra point attempt is good. The Vikings leading in the game, but not by much. Elam gets the team ready to try to recover this one. They're going to try to grab the onside kick. The kick returner heads upfield. This has been a great game.
This game's been like a boxing match, a big punch and a counter punch by the other team. I don't know about you, but I'm on the edge of my seat.
They don't have much of a choice now except to just throw one up and hope it gets them the touchdown.
Stranger things have happened. Whether it's knocked down or caught, one of these teams will win when the clock hits 0. It's just a matter of which one makes the play.
It's batted away. That'll wrap this one up, and the final score is Minnesota 39, Seattle 35. Reminder to join us next week for another high-powered matchup. Stay tuned now for your late local news, or on the West Coast, your normal programming. This has been a presentation of EA Sports. I'm Al Michaels, and for our entire crew, good night.